Extra family. Happy Monday to you. The gang is all back together.
Welcome back. We missed you last week.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes, we did.
Although there was one day where I was the top box. I kind of missed that. Now back to being one of the little bottom corners.
Well, yes, we are all back together, and we are talking, I guess, kind of all things kids and nostalgia, because we kind of have two topics that flow together pretty well. So you guys may have heard the news last week that Portland Children's Museum announced that they are closed for good, and it's super sad. They've been around for 75 years up at Washington Park, right across from the zoo there. Little ones learn how to, pick out groceries and check themselves out, and there's a water kind of fountain area there. Drew, you were mentioning like the trucks and the scoopable, whatever those pieces were.
Like big foam blocks, right? And the kids could kind of hang out there in the foam pit.
There's like a puppet and theater show. It was wonderful. Yeah. And they're closed for good now. Among other things, they just, finances, they would have to rehire staff. And then there's the whole thing of you have an interactive, high-touch museum. They're little kids.
Absolutely.
They're touching everything. Their kids are putting things in their mouth.
We used to go to like the Chuck E. Cheese or Burger King ball pit.
Yes.
Way pre-pandemic, and the kids would always get sick.
Yep.
It was like, that is just
and it was just like,
soup of germs.
You always imagine like, this is gross, but you were, at the end of the day,
you dealt with it.
I was okay with it. Yeah, we brought my daughter, and anyway, so like during the time of COVID, it's just not realistic.
Deal with it.
You can't do it. You can't possibly sanitize everything in between if you were to do timed tickets. But despite all that, there is a group of parents that are they're collecting signatures to potentially raise money, but it doesn't seem like it's a financial thing to me. But we wanted to ask you what places around the Northwest, or maybe where you guys grew up. I think it's so cute.
So cute.
What's gone now that you kind of miss and you loved going to or taking your kids to? And then also Beverly Cleary died on Friday at 104 years old. Wonderful children's book author. A lot of her books took place over in the Alameda neighborhood, Klickitat Street. They've got a wonderful fountain dedicated to her characters at Grant Park.
I didn't realize until I saw an old picture of her when she was, about 6 years old, that she looks like Ramona.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that before I saw that fabulous old picture of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People have been leaving
we keep this on
there.
long enough, this string of video, I think that picture pops up here, Brenda. So let's stick with that for a moment and prove to the people what you're talking about.
Ramona was just saucy. I loved reading
she was. That's a good word.
To my daughter especially. That was a lot of fun.
Our director, Brian Matthews, is working hard behind the scenes right now to find that image of Beverly Cleary as we believe, 6-year-old or so.
I think it's in the Continue VO, Brian.
And that resemblance that she bared along with the character that she created, Ramona.
Gosh,
I grew up on these books. Like, I just devoured them as a kid. So her characters just felt really real, like they're real people.
There she is. She gave a KGW a walking tour of some of her neighborhood when she was 6 years old.
There it is.
It's quick.
Striking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Striking resemblance.
My daughter loves climbing on Ribsy's back. He's the little dog, and they have the cast iron kind of statue there at a fountain. So yeah, but gosh, I went to the Portland Children's Museum. I got to take my dog a few times before. Now it's closed forever, but she would be like prime time ready.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I think of, this was a holiday tradition for years when I did the tree lighting down at Pioneer Courthouse Square. The kids were little and they'd come down with us, and afterwards we'd walk right across the street to Meyer and Frank. It wasn't Macy's back then, and they had the big Santa Land train, and they'd get up there and go around a couple times, and then we'd go and have hot chocolate and stuff, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
That's no longer there.
Did they have a monorail?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up here. I grew up outside of Philadelphia, but we had and I can't remember the department store at the time. I think it was called Gimbel's. But same deal, a Santa Land with the monorail. And that was like the coolest thing, to be above the floor of the department store, kind of riding the ceiling on that monorail train.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you know, I'm always about food, right?
Yes.
So I'm sitting there thinking, what's my memory? You know, my memory would be the old drive up, the A&W drive up in the small town in Iowa that I'm originally from, which was about an hour south of Des Moines. And you know, we didn't even to go to something like that when I was a kid. My folks were on a very limited budget, so it was a special deal. You only did something like even go to the A&W drive up there. You know, you pull in and you put the tray on your car door.
Yeah,
But we would maybe only do that once or twice a year, so it was a really big deal, and still a very wonderful moment getting that A&W root beer.
It's pretty fun to see those style places still. There are a few.
Yeah.
Right.
There's like the Sonic, I think, in Madras, and Bend does that.
They put the tray on the car?
Yeah,
You
they'll
know they
come out
do.
and deliver it.
What's
Yeah.
the burger place up right on Skyline Boulevard? It's a great like throwback
Oh,
banner.
yes.
It is the
Yeah.
Skyline.
Yeah.
Skyline
Is it
something.
Skyline
Burgers?
Restaurant.
Something I
Skyline
can't
Burgers or
remember
something
the
like that?
exact name, but that is a fabulous. They've got all the cars lined up out there, and you can go indoors or outdoors. It is such a fun nostalgia thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
A couple of our viewers weighing in about Beverly Cleary, specifically. Cleary. Jake Moe says, I remember reading her books in grade school. Jake, thank you for chiming in this morning. Good morning to you, faithful viewer Jake. Christy Shirk says, I don't know how many of Beverly's books I have read to my kids, grandsons, and kids. Man, I worked at their school for 30 years and read so many of those books.
Aw. I think right now at Costco they have a great like gift pack of all of her books. All together for like $20 or something like that. But that's a great little present for readers that age. And I saw like comedian Amy Schumer, I follow her on Instagram, and she posted, you know, a bunch of little book covers this weekend. And she just said, you know, I remember growing up and so many cartoons and little shows and books aimed for girls were like, you were a princess and all you wanted to do was get married. And like the Ramona books were just, you know, taught you about being yourself and you know, get outside and rough it up and ride your bike and all that kind of fun
Absolutely.
stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
that was a good message.
Katie Abigail Bassett on the stream, good morning to you. She says, in the Midwest, we used to have jungle gym parks. They were huge, but made of wood. They are no longer replaced with much smaller and safer plastic and metal
The
playgrounds.
splinters alone.
Katie also chimed in earlier, Rod, to your point. She says, I just saw a drive-up A&W this week in Florence. So down there along the coast.
Ah, cool.
She says, I freaked out. Love those memories. I didn't think they still had those.
I wonder if they do see, they have Sonic here in Portland, right? But
Right.
Sonic, as far as I know, they don't do the tray on the window. They just give you the bag of food. And I'm like, well, that's not the same thing.
Right. Like the people rolling up to your car on roller skates. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a few things, though, that we still have here that haven't completely gone away.
Like?
I'm not going to mention the Blockbuster store in Bend either, okay? I mean, that's the obvious
I
we
just
always
watched
talk
that
about.
documentary, yeah.
But like the drive-in movie, a lot of places no longer have a drive-through theater to check out. We still have at least the one that I know of down in
Newburgh?
Newburgh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of cool. It's a thing of the past for sure. It's something we used to have a
COVID
lot
definitely
of.
brought that back. Yeah, they did one at South Waterfront.
Well, right, they brought in those pop-up drive-thrus, but a long-standing
Sure.
drive-through theater still exists in Newburgh, Oregon.
Yeah.
I remember my favorite drive-in movie memory. I mean, I remember it like it was
Whoa.
yesterday.
Is this clean?
Yes, because I was 6, not that kind of a drive-in. I'm not sure what kind of
making out
childhood
yet.
you had. But literally, we would go to the drive-in, my parents and I, and we always would go get like some food or whatever. And I'd be sitting there in the back, and they like had pillows and a blanket in case I fell asleep. But I remember biting into like it was either a burger or something from KFC, and my tooth fell out. And I was
in the
super
burger,
excited
yeah.
because I knew that the tooth fairy was going to give me some
And the
cash
movie,
a little
my
later.
tooth
Yeah,
fell out.
absolutely.
How much did you get for teeth back then?
Oh my gosh, probably
What was
like
a tooth
25
going
cents,
for?
maybe.
25 cents.
It was
Yeah.
it was some kind of silver like coins.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Dime.
was what I got too.
I got a
Yeah.
dime.
Did you?
Yep, a dime. Was happy to get it. Dime.
Let me ask you,
Not
Brenda
picky.
Braxton, did you ever do any necking at a drive-through movie theater?
Oh
question.
yeah, you know, actually I do. Truth be told, there was one time, not only did I come home, you know, after necking, but I had like these hickeys on my neck.
Whoa!
Yeah, I mean,
Did you know they
super
were there?
trash.
Were you, like, trying to hide
Super
'em?
trash. I tried to, but my mom was like, you know, she spotted those. I think it was the next day, and she was just appalled.
Is that what necking is? Like giving each other. I always
No,
thought that was
no.
another name
Necking
for-
is just making out.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
But
then
I'm
you mentioned
saying
hickeys, I
on
thought,
my
well,
neck, that's
What is
yeah.
the deal? Not to make a hard turn, but to make a
been
hard
made.
turn.
Oh, come on,
it's
that's
been
what
made.
Sunrise
What
Extra
is
is
the deal
about.
with hickeys?
I don't know.
Why?
I have no idea.
Do they even still happen?
I was like 16, right?
I mean, I
15
don't
or
know.
16.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
even
not
think I-
happening to me.
I haven't seen a lot of hickeys around lately. I've been looking for the hickeys.
You
and
know
I
what's a trip too? No, think about this, because I did not drive then. So the boy was 16 because he drove, and I was 15. I don't think I would. I mean, I don't know that I would let my 15-year-old just go off
Nowadays, they
somewhere.
have to have, like, another
Not
person's
today.
car,
I mean,
right?
I feel like I would be a little bit more protective.
Yeah.
I mean, the hickeys, obviously, that's just something that, the young people did to kind
How
of
do you
like.
suck it on that
well,
spot
you,
for
you're
so
leaving,
long?
you're leaving your mark, right? That's what it is.
Perfume and makeup.
I left my mark on you. Like tomorrow, when I'm not with you, people will know I was
I
with you,
don't
kind of
get
thing.
it.
I don't know.
I don't get it either. Do they still do that? I mean, I feel like that was a
Probably.
long ago.
If you're
They
watching
still
this
do
morning,
that.
let us know.
Our 20-something producer
know.
just hit my ear saying, nah, not really. We don't do that anymore. Thank God.
Listen, viewers, please let us know the last time you gave or received a
Oh
hickey.
my God, my boomer friends, come
See,
on.
people are weighing
Back
in.
me up,
Renee,
baby.
thank you. She says hickeys make no sense.
They make none.
Stanford says, yeah, COVID hickey's not a thing. Others wondering, how do you spell hickey? I think you got it, Jeff. You spelled it right.
I got nervous.
Angela, she says, I work at a high school. Yes, kids are still giving
Wow, how about
Serious.
that? Wow.
Jeff Lucas says hickeys, brand of becoming a man.
Oh, God.
I got to be honest with you. I saw Jeff Lucas's other comment, and it got me nervous because
What?
he
Tell
said
me.
he said the first 4 words were "I gave my daughter." I'm thinking, what?
No, stop it.
But it says
What'd he say?
he's talking about another topic. I gave my daughter those $2 bills when she lost her teeth. Now
that's cool.
We're kind of weaving other topics into the hickey
That's all
topic.
right. I'm going to need to, I still got a few years, but you guys
Oh,
got to
boy.
let me know the going rate of a tooth.
No, listen, we
gonna
only
be in
have 5
that
minutes left in this
stage.
show. I can ride out these 5 minutes talking about nothing but
Hickeys.
hickeys.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but not sorry for
Oh, this is a good Monday easing, you know?
weaving. So Katie says, oh, wait. Oh, yeah, she mentions makeup being incredible these days. That was something else. I personally, there was no hair product really.
Yeah.
Lots of hairspray.
Yeah.
But, I had curly hair. I remember trying to straighten my hair, and all I had was like a bandana, and I tie it really hard so it kind of flattened down all the curls. It was like just one thing after another. And makeup, awkward
But
pictures.
like makeup to hide the hickey.
I know, but makeup we barely had
Better now, but still.
so much more. The girls and guys, they don't look like their age. They look older.
I'm not saying I ever did this. In fact, I'm going to say I didn't do this.
What?
Is that a lie, though?
Unless you say you did, and then I'll say, yeah, I did that too. Did you ever give a hickey to yourself in your arm, maybe like a practice hickey?
Yes, in the
What?
swimming pool.
A practice hickey.
I held on at swim practice to like the ladder to get out of the pool, and I was listening to the directions from the coach, and I was, I don't know, I was a ding-a-ling, sucking on my arm.
Like your
in the
bicep,
swimming
huh?
pool. I still have a scar from it. It's right here.
Was that
Wow.
a nervous
Myself a
habit?
hickey.
Wow.
No, I was just being a fourth grader or
Oh,
something.
fair enough. But Drew, what were you doing?
Yeah, Drew, have you done it?
Oh, I never did that.
I had
That's
No,
crazy.
you said you did. You were practicing for
No, I've never done that. I can't believe Nina did
when
that
you
to
were
herself.
making out.
You
glad-
practice like kissing your hand.
I'm so glad I'm through
Or the
those
pillow.
Really?
days. Pillow.
Oh.
Didn't you? Wasn't that a thing? I'm certain I did
Practice
that.
with your pillow?
Wait a minute. What are we practicing again with the pillow?
Kissing before you kiss.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on, have a
Sheila.
little self-confidence. You just got to go for it.
No, you practice with the pillow first, Rod, and then you go for it second.
Oh, boy.
This is funny. Sheila Speck says, I did get a few hickeys in my day. Not
Yeah.
something worth getting, though.
Agreed.
Right. More of a headache.
Wait a minute. Emily Hill, trying to keep it nice and proper. Emily says, I miss going. I think she has 2 words in there by accident.
Yeah.
I miss going to the beach cabin. that my family owned, we would make drip sandcastles. Favorite memory
love
here.
those.
What's
are
a
cool.
drip sandcastle? What
You
is it?
like get wet sand,
Yeah.
and you just kind of pour it, and it goes drip, drip, drip out of a bucket, and it makes like a lumpy little house or something like that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. I've never done that.
Those are cool looking.
Yeah, that sounds much more innocent than our previous conversation.
Yeah.
Noah Clark says, remember the water park next to Enchanted Forest? Do you guys remember that? I don't remember
yes.
that.
No,
I
don't either.
totally do. It had all kinds of big slides and stuff right next to. What is it now?
Lots of memories from there as a kid, including falling into the pool of the bumper boats while fully clothed.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's hilarious,
Jeez.
Noah.
What was that called? Oregon Water Park?
I don't recall that. Well, it was before my time here.
Yeah, I remember driving past that and just begging my parents.
Another like general place that I was thinking of earlier, we talked about drive-in movie theaters that have kind of gone away. We still have one in Newburgh for sure. Roller skating rinks used to be all over the place,
Yeah.
and now there aren't so many. The one in Gresham closed not too long ago, but
Oaks Park?
we still have the one at Oaks Park, right, Rod? One of our viewers, though, brings up one that is no longer with us, and she says, "Oh, I lost it. Here it is. Kate. Kate says Skate Palace.
Oh.
And then she remembers the all-night skate was what she enjoyed as a kid. Ha 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 ha. I guess they were open all night long?
Yeah, no, that would be. I remember, was I in elementary school? McMinnville had a roller skating rink,
Wow.
and that was the big thing to do, like on a Friday or Saturday.
If it were not for skating rinks, I would not be here. Put the pieces together. Why would that be?
That's
how
is
your
that where they
parents
met?
met?
Yeah, that was my mom and dad's first date. My dad took my
that's
mom to
cool.
a skating rink.
That's a great story.
Oh, that's hilarious. Angela Barks says, I had my last hickeys in 1986. My 25-year-old daughter came home with a few in 2014. Made an indelible mark on her brain.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Thrillville.
What would Beverly Cleary think of us talking about hickeys right now? In amongst
I don't
her,
even know how to answer that question.
mention.
Never entered my mind what Bev thought about that.
Is the Woodburn drag strip still open? I believe it is.
Oh.
Because another viewer chiming in saying that they loved going to the drag strip on dates back in the day. And I've never been to a drag strip, but I think the Woodburn drag strip is still a thing.
We used to do that. I can't remember what it was. So was it Dayton or like Sheridan or I can't remember, but they had like this motocross thing. It was really loud, but all the cute boys from all around would like ride their motorcycles and they'd race. And that's what we would go and sit in the stands and watch.
Yeah.
Drew, that's you and I. We would have
Yeah.
been doing that, Drew,
Yes.
when we were younger.
The cute boys on bikes.
The cute boys.
I want to know, do kids like go to the mall anymore to like meet each other or just see other kids from other schools or something?
Do you think you were doing that at 13?
I mean, not by myself. Like a parent would drop
Right.
you off, with a friend,
At
and you
13?
would shop and buy candy or whatever silly thing, and you'd see other kids, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
my
that
gosh.
a thing though, like with malls?
I
no,
have
I
two
wouldn't let my
13-year-olds, and they've
Cat
never even
leave now.
mentioned the
No.
idea of going to the mall.
It used to be such a simple time. We didn't have to worry.
know.
We didn't worry about so many of the things that now parents have to worry about. Engineer Sean, how about this? Engineer Sean just told Director Brian, what about Earthquake Ethels? People out there watching the stream, if you've grown up here, that was a club back in the 80s. Or the Chase. That was also in Beaverton.
Like a
Like
21
where
and over
people would go
club?
meet each other or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they were just, the dance clubs that were really popular back here in the
The
day.
Chase.
I love
Kate Heisman
Katie's.
with Thrillville. That's what the
Oh,
water
yeah.
park was called next to Enchanted Forest.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yep.
Kate. Thrillville.
Do you see Katie Bassett? She says, in elementary school, we spent all day outside playing with friends and exploring town, just had to be home for dinner. That's what I miss, the safety and freedom of those days. I can still hear my mom just, at the back door, you boys be home for dinner, or you boys be home by sundown. My parents had we had 3-speed bikes. We
Right.
could go anywhere, right?
That was like the best.
Yep.
Like summer, and your parents were just like, "Get out of my hair,
Yeah.
go
Right.
outside and play."
It
Go
was
outside
like
and play."
we were always told to be home when the streetlights come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
My best friend, her mom had a huge bell, like this big. And she would go outside and ring that
She would
sucker,
ring
and
it.
you
She
could
would ring
hear
the
it
bell.
for so far. Yeah, and
to
that
get
meant
home.
come home.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's dinner time or something. We'd be out riding bikes and climbing trees and all kinds of stuff. And I grew up in that area of Beverly Cleary's books.
Yep.
And it was just a wonderful, place to run around on the streets. But yeah, it's like as my daughter gets older, we were talking about this, you know, like what age do you let them just, okay, go outside and I'm not with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like
I mean,
that's over.
think about that. I was not good about that. I mean, I was a little,
you mean?
high strung
Oh,
with my
okay.
kids.
Right.
I always in the back of my mind, maybe it was because I was in news too long, but yeah, I mean, when would you just let your kid go all day long without ever checking in?
Yeah.
We
Drew,
used to
what's
do
your
that all the
answer?
time.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting worried about the other end of the spectrum with my kids right now because all they seem to want to do is go down in the basement and play on the Xbox. They're becoming YouTubers, by the way. They have a couple of YouTube channels now that are up and running. They're talking about a live stream that they're going to start doing on Mondays. I'm like, hold the horses. This sounds crazy. My mom, though, Brenda, like you, she was like a worry wart to the extreme. I mean, she still worries about her son driving to work today, and he's 47 almost. But at one point, she had to go to work like a late shift, like 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So at that point, like, what are you going to do? She could not watch us, and my sister and I were out till, even on school nights, we'd be out, probably later than we should have been.
Yeah.
I also remember growing up, we had so many Chris's in our neighborhood. Like off the top of my head, I remember Chris Kelly, Chris Rodden, and a kid named Chris Cox, C-O-X.
Yeah.
And his dad, Fred, would just like stand on the steps. I don't know where we were. We weren't like by the house, but we were within shouting distance, and he would just yell. He had to call him by both names because he had to make sure the other Chris's didn't show up. But Chris Cox! Chris Cox!
You just hear that. Yeah, kid brain. Like, I gotta go home.
Yeah, gotta go.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Good times.
Oh,
Good
man.
times.
That
Jaylene says, I let my son, who is 13, walk around downtown Newburgh with his friends, but I constantly find my iPhone.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
to see where he
they
is.
are. Huh?
Good idea.
Good one.
Yep, yep,
Yes.
yep, yep.
Got to get technology back at them, use in your favor.
It is already that time, my friends.
That was a good show, you guys.
that was
We covered hickeys.
That was fun.
Yeah. Say no more.
Say no more. Yeah, that's it. Period on
What
that
more
one.
is there to say?
All right, you guys have a wonderful Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.